Happy Sunday. Are you ready for the writing time? If you're not, just save this video. Do the reading a couple more times. But I'm really hoping you're ready for the writing time. And hey, I did some work first. My kids have assigned us that we have to do a project. We're all presenting in our formal wear tonight a PowerPoint. Don't tell them. Mine's a game. I took pictures and blew them up of single words visible somewhere on the first floor, and they're going to have 10 seconds per slide to write down exactly where they think that word can be found. There's going to be some interesting videos, I think. So you're going to grab your reading, all your notes, and then follow along on reminders of how we do our writing. Okay? Hi, I am back. It's the next day. I've got my reading done. I've got some places to take my notes. I stopped and won the competition yesterday for most creative, and I've stopped and worked on some face masks. I've got a friend in nursing in Boston that we are taking care of. And so here's what I'd like you to do. If you're struggling with figuring out what you're going to write, you're going to take your prompt, and I'm going to have you make a do what chart. Simple little T-chart. We've done this before. Under the word do, you're going to put the action words from the prompt. And then under what? Well, what are you going to do with that particular one? So take a look at your prompt. What are you being asked to do? 11th grade and 10th grade, you're doing the same task here, just with a different prompt. So 11th grade, you're reading 2 horror stories by Edgar Allan Poe, and you're thinking about that narrator. And the prompt literally asks you to, based on the definition of an unreliable narrator, answer, are the narrators of The Black Cat and the Telltale Heart reliable or unreliable? Cite 2 different specific examples. So under do, you're going to put which word? Obviously, you're going to first put define. You're going to define unreliable narrator. Let's not forget, we've been talking about defining in multiple ways. You can define by exemplars, by what it's not, negation. You can define by how the narrator functions in the story. Lots of different ways we've studied to think about definition. But then you're going to think about reliability. Do spot where they seem to be telling the truth. Reliable. Do spot where they seem to be unreliable, where what's happening doesn't match what they're saying. Then you can make a decision. Are they reliable or not? 10th grade, a little trickier. Don't forget, you've been given 3 options for how to write. You can write an explanation or an argument or a narrative. Same thing. I got really detailed on mine. And I'm not showing you the screen because it keeps cutting off when I try to show you my computer screen. But I found the action verbs. I have to report the views of the author, and I have to convey their argument. So for report, I talked about what I have to report for author 1, and then what I have to report for author 2. Then I looked at convey. Well, what does it mean to convey? If I were you, I would have looked that one up. And a simplified definition I came up with for myself is I have to convince the reader that I have a full understanding of that argument and show it to them in multiple ways. So I'm going to convey claim 1 from author 1, their argument, and use 2 pieces of evidence. And then I'm going to do the same for author 2, convey their argument with 2 pieces of evidence. Same thing works if I want to write, instead of an explanatory paper, if I want to write an argument. I'm just going to make sure I separate those details into what's my claim, what do I believe, versus the counterclaim. Don't forget, you've got the option to write a narrative. And boy, were you guys writing some interesting stories in the past month. So think about letting yourself write a narrative. My office hours are going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can get a hold of me between 10 and 11 on Zoom. I'm going to put it on our Google Classroom, and I'm going to send it through Talking Points. And you'll be able to join me right here in the study sewing room and get some questions answered. Have some work started. Have a specific question, because I've only got those 2 hours a day for all 87 of you. So have some of the work going, and feel free to text through Google Classroom or email specific questions. I can have an answer prepared and ready to go. All right. Have a great week. Stay healthy. Do something for healthcare workers in your world. Maybe make some of these, or put some hearts over your window for healthcare workers. And we'll talk soon.